Right. He's going to be a part of the Shamrock FC card here, Mayhem, on March 12th. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll introduce our listeners to Matt Helm. How you doing this evening, Matt?
Oh, pretty good, man. Just doing a little second grade homework with the daughter.
So you're definitely taking out time here from training. Granted, your fight's here about a month away, but you're spending time with the family. Usually I ask many fighters, how difficult is it to balance those kind of things out between training? A lot of them work day jobs and family life. How's it balancing that time to get everything done?
Luckily, I have a wife that puts up with me, so that helps out. But yeah, it's definitely it's rough. It's I only get probably a couple hours home at night before the kids go to bed. But so after fights, I'll try to take some time off. Spend some extra time around the house and everything. But yeah, like I said, with my wife putting up with me, she definitely holds the fort down with me working and then training right afterwards. So.
Yeah, and you're training for your upcoming bout, like I said, here at March 12th at Shamrock FC Mayhem. You're going to be taking on Tyler Clausen. Now, what are your thoughts here on Tyler? I don't know how much scouting you've done on him or what you know about him thus far, but what kind of fight can the fans expect when you guys two lock up in the cage?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know much about him. I think pretty sure. I know he's a lefty. I think he's more of a wrestler, which is fine with me. Going being on the ground doesn't really bother me. But I think as far as for me, I'm going to come out try to push the pace. I'm going to try to work my stand up and try to work my game, and probably end up getting him. Yeah, we'll end up clinching up at some point, and at that point he's probably going to feel some knees and maybe a few elbows. But either way, hopefully it's an exciting fight. I'm assuming he's coming in shape and ready to go. So hopefully we get to put on a show.
Now, you were able to make your actual pro debut on a Bellator card here last year. Granted, you came out on the short end of that fight, but what was the biggest learning experience being, getting an opportunity not only to have a pro fight, but to be on a platform like Bellator for that first pro fight out?
Man, that was an insane opportunity. It was awesome. It was kind of actually just fell into my lap too. I was supposed to have a fight 2 weeks before with the guy who didn't show up to weigh-ins, but didn't show up to the fight. So that fell through, and then Jesse Finney, the promoter here for Shamrock, he's like, "Hey, I got a spot open on Bellator, and do you want it?" I was like, "Yeah." But yeah, no, that whole experience. I mean, that was just amazing. Walking out, and there's like 30,000 people staring at you. It was pretty cool. I was almost, I wouldn't say like awestruck, but it was definitely humbling. It was fun. And yeah, I ended up tearing my ACL in that fight, so that didn't work out so well. But other than that, that little ending, man, the whole experience was amazing. Just meeting all the big name people, John McCarthy, all the fighters, Fedor, Gracie. It was awesome.
Now, as you said, you suffered an injury there in that fight. How has that healed up here over the last few months, and does it feel like you're kind of back to 100%? Granted, a fighter's really never at 100% when you're actually training, but do you kind of feel like your legs are kind of back underneath you now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I did. Luckily, because of where the tear was, I didn't have to do surgery, but we did we did 6 weeks of physical therapy, rehab it, and after that, I took a little bit extra time off from the gym, making sure it's healed. As far as the knee itself, it's back full strength. I can pretty much do everything I used to do. So yeah, I mean it's healed up really well. It's solid. So it's good to go.
Now, as you'd spoke, you end up getting that opportunity through your relationship with Jesse and the people at Shamrock FC. They have a built-in relationship with some of these promoters like Bellator. How important is it for fighters who are working their way through the regional area to be able to work for somebody who can give them that boost to that higher promotion up? What Shamrock does with that. How important is that to fighters, knowing that this could be their gateway to bigger things, fighting for Shamrock?
Oh, I think absolutely. I don't see why you wouldn't take the chance. Because now especially guys in St. Louis. You know, we've had a lot of guys from St. Louis. You know, make it to the UFC, Strike Force, all that. But now it's there's like a path to a big show like Bellator. You know, before Finney and got a hold of the Bellator and everybody. You know, these guys really had to fight and struggle and really get their name out. Hopefully, someone saw them. Well, now we've got that. You know, basically in-house for us now. You know, you got just a straight gateway right there. You know, you do well in this promotion, and then get a chance at the next one. So I mean, I think it's a great thing for especially St. Louis MMA.
Well, definitely. That was actually going to be my next question. Is I'm over here on the other side of the state, here towards Kansas City, and we have a growing MMA scene here with a lot of fighters making their way through Bellator. We've got World Series of Fighting. We've got fighters in the UFC. Is some of that same energy now starting to go to the other side of the state line over in the St. Louis area? How's the MMA scene there, and do you really see that bubbling and growing to where you're going to have more fighters with big name promotions from the St. Louis area?
Oh, absolutely! I absolutely think so. It's been growing. I mean, the whole St. Louis MMA has been growing steadily, but the last couple years or so, it's actually started to really explode. I mean, I absolutely think you're going to see a lot of guys from Missouri on TV very soon. There's a lot of talent here in the Midwest, in Kansas City, St. Louis, over in Illinois. There's a lot of talent to be had out here. So, I think people will be seeing hometown St. Louis, hometown Kansas City a lot more on the tail of the tape.
And with something like that, with you able to fight, closer to home with the Shamrock promotion and have the fans out, is that more pressure on a fighter when you're fighting so close to your hometown and you're having so many friends and family come out to watch you? Or does that actually give you an extra energy boost in a fight to have and know that you've got people in your corner cheering you on?
To me, that depends on the fighter, honestly. Like me, I enjoy it. It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't put any extra pressure on me. I've got great friends and family. They come out every time, and no matter what happens, we always end up having a good time. Their support's there, so it's not like I'm worried about disappointing them or anything like that. So luckily, at least for me, anyways, that the pressure's not there. But it is fun to go and put the show on for them.
Well, absolutely.
But I do know fighters. They kind of freak out. So.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it in your local fights. You see kind of guys, they kind of lock up. They have their family cheering for them, and they kind of notice okay, I'm in a cage, and the guy across from me wants to rip my head off, and they lock up. I mean, it's sad, but I've seen it happen many a times.
Oh yeah, it's all mentality. Some people have to fight through that. Some people don't. It's weird how the brain works once you get locked in a cage. So.
Well, absolutely. And speaking of that, what made you decide that you wanted to get in this crazy sport of MMA? Because, I tell anyone, even from a journalist angle, we all have to be a little bit nutty to deal with this because you and I both know there's a lot of weird people, a lot of odd things that go on. And you as a fighter, well, you get punched in the face repeatedly. What makes you want to? What made you want to get into this and stay in this, throughout these years?
Man, it was I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's like I played baseball in college. That ended. I've always been in some kind of athletics. I always had to do something. And then my college career ended, and started working and started watching UFC and everything. And finally, ended up knowing a guy who started a boxing gym. And I was like, called my wife home at work on my way home from work one day. I was like, I think I can do that. I'm going to give it a shot. And so I went, started out just with boxing and, got bored with boxing because didn't have any options. It was stand there and trade punches with a guy. So I switched over to the MMA side and, been doing it for damn near 8 years now.
Wow, that's something because again, you have to really say, do I want to get punched in the face for a living? And hey, some guys like it, some guys don't. Can't knock anybody at all for getting there and giving it a try. But You're definitely going to give it a try here. March 12th, Shamrock FC Mayhem against Tyler Clausen. Matt, definitely give a shout out to any sponsors helping you get prepared here for the fight.
Actually, I don't do any sponsors or whatever, but I would definitely give a shout out to my gym, St. Charles MMA, Artivate Muay Thai. Those guys are countless hours they put into me. Helm, my head Muay Thai coach, just came. He's been coming over to my house on Sunday, and we've been getting workouts in. It's like the extra mile that those guys go for me. It's just phenomenal. But yeah, the whole gym, everybody related with that. Love those guys.
Well, good deal. Well, again, man, we appreciate you taking our time. We'll see you in action here March 12th, Shamrock FC Mayhem. Best of luck in that bout, and we're looking forward to talk to you again here soon.
Awesome. Thanks, man.